was no campaign today, but Senator Kennedy, who had publicly remembered his brother was killed by a white man, wanted to talk about what he said were the terrible truths of our existence. At the Cleveland City Club, Mrs. Kennedy was with him as he spoke of a mindless menace of violence.
Some look for scapegoats. Others look for conspiracies. But this much is clear. Violence breeds violence. Repression breeds retaliation. And only a cleansing of our whole society can remove this sickness from our souls.
When white America killed Dr. King last night, she opened the eyes for every black man in this country. When white America got rid of Marcus Garvey, she did it and she said he was an extremist. He was crazy. When they got rid of Brother Malcolm X, they said he was preaching hate. He deserved what he got. But when they got rid of Brother Martin Luther King, they had absolutely no reason to do so. He was the one man in our race who was trying to teach our people to have love, compassion, and mercy for what white people had done. When white America killed Dr. King last night, she declared war on us. There will be no crying, there will be no funerals. The rebellions that have been occurring around the cities of this country is just light stuff to what is about to happen. We have to retaliate for the death of our leaders. The execution of those deaths will not be in the courtrooms. They're going to be in the streets of the United States of America. When white America killed Dr. King last night, she made a whole lot easier for a whole lot of black people today. There no longer needs to be intellectual discussions. Black people know that they have to get guns. White America will live to cry that she killed Dr. King last night. It would have been better if she had killed Rat Brown and or Stokely Carmichael. But when she killed Dr. King, she's off. Okay.
My name is Robert Mosley, the producer of this show. At 7:10 this evening, Martin Luther King was shot in Tennessee. This was to be a gala occasion for a little Negro colleague from Mississippi appearing in Carnegie Hall with the great Duke Ellington. Martin Luther King, 20 minutes ago, died. I would like to take this opportunity to ask Reverend John Genzel, who is the jazz minister, to lead all of us in prayer for Martin Luther King and the future of all civil rights movements.
The King is dead. Long live the King of love throughout eternity. Dear Lord, this could be a time for us to point fingers and to say how terrible people are. Oh God, make this a prayer of confession for all of us, that we all have a part of all the evil and all of the good that exists. This man, more than 10 feet tall, with love in his mind and his heart for all people, dared to put his life on the line, and it was taken for us. Long live the King, under the King of love.
Dr. King stood for militancy, and the white people will do no honor.
Keep it orderly. You can pass the dollars forward without this. Could I have a moment of silence?
Hey. Militant in trying to get racial justice in this country.
Assistant to Dr. King, because of the time, Martin Luther King, in one of the darkest hours in the history of our nation, and certainly in one of the darkest hours in the history of black people in the world. The assassination of my dearest friend and closest associate, Martin Luther King, Jr., has placed upon my shoulders the awesome task of directing the organization which he established, which has given so much hope to the oppressed people of this nation and of the world. Even after 15 years of sharing the struggle with Dr. King, I tremble as I move forward to accept this responsibility. No man can fill Dr. King's shoes. I only pray that God will guide us all in these difficult days ahead, and that men of goodwill everywhere will continue to support those ideals for which he gave his life, and cooperate with us as we follow in his footsteps.
I believe that these words by the late Dr. Martin Luther King are appropriate for our time. He said as follows: "If I respond to hate with the reciprocal hate, I do nothing but intensify the cleavage in broken community. I can only close the gap in broken community by meeting hate with love. If I meet hate with hate, I become depersonalized, because creation is so designed that my personality can only be fulfilled in the context of community." Those, indeed, I think, are memorable and important words that were uttered by Dr. King. I hope very much that all of the citizens of our city will bear themselves, as Dr. King would have wanted them to, with dignity, with prayer, with peace, and with the renewed determination to continue our support, all of us, for the principles for which Dr. King lived. I have this morning been in touch with church leadership in the city of New York, including Archbishop Cook, Rabbi Gordon, Bishop Donegan, and Bishop Yakovich. And I am urging the clergy to keep a constant vigil and prayer with their doors open. I shall be issuing a formal proclamation which will declare the day of Dr. King's funeral a formal day of mourning in the city of New York.